Hi, everyone. Um, Welcome to my amazing, incredible world I get to be in. And because I am that is me. And to do what I do through my guitar, just beyond my wildest dreams. Yeah. So, my name is Ernestine Day, and I am the soulful guitarist. I get to channel energy from source through me, through my guitar, without using words. And then a looper came into my life and world 4.5 years ago, and this amazing tool has opened a part of me that was inside of me that did not have an avenue or a way to express itself. And my journey at last, I've had my looper 4.5 years, yeah. And I'm not good with technology. Just so you guys know what I'm doing, I'm trying to find my life so I can, there we are. And yeah, I'm sorry, just if I get distracted, it's like, even with a thought. Anyway, let's get at this. Here we go. That was referring to my connection, right? That's it. I usually never, I never have that kind of problem. Not problem. Let me rephrase that. Issue. So I'm just going to shift the energy to something else. Hey, Kirsty. holy shit. Like, that, wow. It just, holy shit. That was just, when those moments happen, just like that, and it's just, it's blissful where I'm at. But when I stop, having the music play, or where you guys can hear it, and I can't speak, like you, every time, if I have a really massive godly experience, it's always different, right? Because it just depends. But that one was just like, holy shit, right? Because it was just like, and this is something I've said to people, and I need to stop saying this to people. That I'm not the one that's doing this. I'm the one that's holding the guitar in my hand. I'm a vessel. And to channel this energy today is just, to what you're experiencing now is just, yeah, I'm in awe of myself. When I'll tell you this part about my experience. When I start using the looper, and what happened was I was tapping my feet type thing, put the beat on your heels, not on your heels, on your toes, right? And so I'm sitting there like this, and all of a sudden I realize that's different for me, because I don't do that. And then, if I paused, for example, and I've started listening back and that, like all of a sudden I realized that both legs are jumping. So with this incredible energy exchange, yeah, it's like an energy exchange, has helped me to open up to my own body to be able to do that. And I can't do it outside of this. And meaning, when I say the outside of this is what I'm doing right now, right? It's just, I'm in awe. It's just like, I'm not a bad guitar player, but I can't do this. I can't do this alone. Ooh, I know where we're going. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Here we go. Wow. I got two of my beautiful sisters here, Andrea and Kirsty. Sorry. Um, they've been hanging around with me, what, a couple of years? God, it's gonna be close to 3 years? Something like that. Anyway. And I just said your name, Andrea. But anyway, being cheeky. Um, you're welcome, Kirsty. Um, I'm running on YouTube and Facebook, by the way, at the same time. And I was just, as you know, Kirsty, I was talking about you and Andrea, and my music's always been where I was at in that moment. And to be in this moment now, because that's all we have. It's not about yesterday, it's not about 5 minutes ago, it's about the very single moment. And I'm fucking awe. Just, oh, just in awe. Just in awe. Yeah. I just had the realization while I was doing that. Some of you know what's going on with me personally in where I'm living. And if you want to know, it's pinned to the top of my Facebook page. I'm not able to put it on you. It's not that I don't want to put it on YouTube, but I don't know how to do that. So it's a little hard or difficult. So these are things I need to learn. But right now is going through what I've gone through in the last few days, and something I finally realized is in my post I spoke about the fact that I had, and it's not, I don't call it hit a wall. I was just sitting there, and I knew I needed to relax, and I was trying to do that. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting sick, and I couldn't believe it. It was just, you know how it was, just instant. So did that, and finally I settled down, right? And yeah, it's not too much helping people. And here we go. If I meet somebody absolutely new, I can hear them for a bit. That's what I'm finding out for myself through this whole process. Right? And I keep on telling people, I just want to hear facts, not speculation. And today, I went over to help a gentleman. He wanted me to read his letter, which is fantastic. He's got a lot more to put in there now. But is when they took me, this other gentleman took me through the hallway, showing me, you ready for this? That Doug has cameras in their building. There's only 8 units in the building, 4 in front, 4 in back. Inside the building. And I said, he's told me this, and like, it's just, that was like, my blood pressure went right up. Now I'm realizing what was going on for me. And so we got back in, and I already about to leave for this other job. It doesn't. So I walked back here, and that's, it was like too much. But what I just realized while I was playing that last song and being with it is, I have like all of a sudden, it started last night. All of a sudden, I'm trying to do stuff and I can't see. right? And I'm going, what the fuck's going on? And I'm thinking it has to do with this ascension that we're all on and all that. And, you know, but what's going on is my blood pressure's so high that's affecting my eyesight. Because I was struggling today because of this one person. Because of one person. So dealing with that and then going over there and seeing all this, it was just like, holy shit. Like, it's worse than I ever thought it was. Way worse. And I'm going to say it on here too if you haven't read it, and if you're not able to read it, that's okay too. But the bottom line is this, and is that I've reached out to my community asking for energy to support me and assist me as I help others. And it's because I can't ask you to do that for them because without their permission, but because it's helping me get through this because and now that clue in, it's my blood pressure. And I've been saying to people, look, I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. And because I cut all phone calls off Friday night. No more phone calls, text messaging only from moving forward. Because it just talking to these people gets a bit much because they're not conscious, they're not awake, and all that beautiful stuff. So it's just, I can deal with them on a text message because usually people just ask the question because they're not about having a dialogue, right? So that's why texting works for me. I've already had to block 2 people, not because they're crossing my boundaries. They are crossing my boundaries, but one is an alcoholic, and the other has some. She's unstable, and I mean it in the kindest, loving way possible. It's if you're talking to her, right? She's always got to be on the move. Like it's just, I'm not sure what the hell it is, but she is difficult to talk to. Is when I'm in my community, we all listen to each other. We hold space. Not these people. A lot of them anyway, or a few of them. I'll rephrase that. Sorry, just a few of them. So it's because I said that took away from the flow, but it's just, I know I was talking about boundaries and thank you, sister. Appreciate that. Because I worked on this post. I just knew I need to reach out to my community, and to help me, to assist me, and I know what I'm doing. I know the rules. I know the legislation on this part pretty good, right? And I'm exposing elder abuse, by the way. Sorry. Where I live. And that, what I said a bit ago, like, what is she talking about? I'm sorry. Where I live, I've been here for 4 years. It's, I live in a town called Aldergrove, British Columbia, and I'm in a Lions complex. The Lions, Aldergrove Lions run this place. And I moved in 4 years ago, and then I was talking to the caretaker. It was pretty good at the beginning. And then he gave out notices, and I saw him. I said, you can't, you need to do this, as per the RTB, because we're governed by the law. And he says, they have nothing to do with this building. We are exempt from the RTB, which is a bold-faced lie. There's not one rental building in the entire province of British Columbia that will ever be exempted. Everybody has to go under the RTB Act. And so you guys are giving me ready, go for my heart to bring my blood pressure down. Now I know what I'm dealing with. I'm going to take action accordingly. What a learning lesson. I had a beautiful energy exchange with my beautiful sister. And this is what I love about my community that I'm connected to. You don't have to fucking explain yourself. Right? It's just, oh man. But anyway, so, sorry, I lost my thought again when I said that. Don't come back. Oh, because now I know what's going on with everything with my eyes. I know what's talking something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just, I'm going to bring things, change some things. And I've already, I was talking, I blocked 2 people on Saturday. On the phone, that is. It's like, I'm sitting there because I'm dealing with all these personalities, shall we say. And some have some severe mental illness, some not so much. That one of the things that my mind's sort of jumping around a little bit. You guys, I'm sorry. I am very tired. I know that. It's 9:37. Oh, I was talking about Andrea. Oh, shit. Whoops. Anyway, this is where I was actually going to go. Oh, my God. I was talking at, I sent this thing to Andrea in innocence, right? It was quite funny to look at the face, but at the same time. And because, you know how on Facebook, how these things show up. And this one, comes things, and I just share it sometimes with people. And so I sent this one thing to her, which was the first time I've ever sent her anything. And I triggered her. She let me know. And I said, I was trying to bring my energy up. Not up necessarily, but laugh, to shift my energy. And then she said something about that by triggering, you also made me aware of this part of me that I need to heal. That's the magic. And as she said that, it was 2:22. And it's Spirit's way of saying to us, you're on track. You got this. Keep on going. Keep on going. Like even with everything I've gone through, same thing. Keep on going. You guys, I think I'm gonna go and try to go to sleep. A little hard to get sleep these days, but now I understand how it's affected me. And thank you guys all for your loving energy to support me. And I even mentioned my what I wrote up, to put a bubble around this so the tenants are protected. And to support each tenant in a good way, just to create a bubble. So to shield off these 2 men who are extremely abusive. We're talking elder abuse here. Like, it's just, I got a man that I talked to today. He's in a wheelchair. like he's a quadriplegic. I was talking to him, and so I went over to his place. He started telling me stories because it's the first time we've talked. We've met at the meeting, and this is what sent me over the roof today. Was right. The man's a quadriplegic. He keeps the door open, like we have a little thing you drop down and it will keep the door open while you go in and out to unload your car or whatever. This so-called caretaker purposefully flipped that thing up so the door would close on him. It's appalling. And I'm very proud of myself for what I'm doing right now. Do I have the energy for this? Absolutely not. But I'll tell you this is damn important. And like I said, if you want to read all the details, you can go read the posting that I put. I don't want to go all through the thing, and it's just appalling, disgusting. And when we had our meeting on Friday, I'm going to use the word from now on, but I'm going to actually, may I rephrase that? I'm going to use the word we, but I'm only referring to one person, but not the other. You get it? So when I say we, I'm talking about her and me specifically. She's the one who got the place to to use. She delivered flyers. I myself delivered flyers. We both did it to every single building. Right? And because we created a meeting so that all the tents could come together to learn about the RTV. Upon delivering the notice, right, to every single tenant, that the caretaker and his girlfriend are now starting to do this, knock on tenants' doors. Can you give me a letter, a reference letter? Right? I'm laughing. I'm just laughing my head off. And we wouldn't be doing this if everything's really fine. If there's only one person, yeah, you may question that. But when you don't, you would. So I got to have a drink here. It's 4:44, as I said that. I'm sort of jumping around here a little bit, but just bear with me. As you know, as things do come back. I'm trying not to think. I'm trying to be with all this energy and move with it as it comes in and through me. Oh, yeah, the meeting. So, it's Friday, right? Met the meeting. And Thursday night, at that moment, she was part of this. She texted me and said, "What's the agenda for tomorrow?" So I told her. And one of the things that in the agenda, as I open up, that if somebody's speaking, do not interrupt them. Right? Do not whisper to each other, because other people won't be able to hear. And so I went through that. We had some guests there from the government agencies. Oh, and then I started to talk about the RTB stuff, and almost as soon as I started talking, she she just pipes in and says something. I said, "I'll get to that. It's part of this." I said, "We'll get there." Yeah, otherwise, relax, chill. I kept on talking. She did it again. Then I had another lady start doing it. And I tried to, be courteous, polite. It was so horrible and disgusting that one of the representatives, which is also on the board in Langley, he's on the board in Langley. So it was brilliant. He said so politely, but he was telling both of them to shut the fuck up and let Ernestine talk. She knows what she's talking about. She's trying to help you guys. Right? It's almost like they're stuck over here. Or one lady was, we should have a track here to tell everybody about the RTB. And it was like, it's just, no. She's no longer, that one's out. Right? It's not a judgment. Do you want help or not? Right? If you think you know better, then you do what I'm about to do, because I'm helping every single person in this complex. This is not about me. This is about us. Right? And then I got right here, and which is also a neighbor, which makes it worse. Oh, in this complex, there's 12 buildings. Each building, I think I already said that earlier, each building has 4 units in it, or 8 units in it, 4 in front, 4 in back. It's a really neat complex. What I might do is take a picture of outside, or maybe a short little video, give you guys an idea. But there's 12 buildings spread out over, it's got to be 10 acres here. Not 10, no, 5 acres, maybe 5. I don't know. It's a fantastic idea, fantastic. It's been here for over 40 years. Yeah, but at this meeting on Friday, one of the, she said, "Oh, this one's a bad one." So I went over and I went and talked to this lady. I knew right away, oh, she's a good egg, right? And she could tell how genuine and truthful I was right? It was, because I was just sitting there talking, just, do you live there? How long have you been there? Are you aware about Doug? Right? And she goes, "Yeah, I know, he's, womanizes women." I said, "Yeah, he does." "Okay, good. So you know about him." She just, like, based on what she was saying, I said, "Yeah." And so I don't know what was happening, and she was talking, and then all of a sudden she says, "I'm on the board." I looked at her with this, "You are? I've been looking for you." Right? And I said, "This is what's going on." Very quickly. It's like I have sent in multiple letters to the board of directors about myself being abused at the hands of Doug. Right? And I said to her, "Have you ever?" And I said, "Oh, I even hand delivered a letter to Tom Lauder, which is the president, right? And she goes, no, never saw one. So she realized what we are doing is a good thing. Because it just registered to me doing what I was just doing. And because it came, I'll put it this way, it came clear to me just now that I had my list of people that I knew I was going to not allow in there. And it was more about the person, not their position being on the board. Okay? Because when, I saw this guy's name was Harvey, and I said, Harvey, you are not welcomed here. Please leave. He goes, okay, and he left, which I was so grateful for. Right? And then, as I said, I was talking to this wonderful lady, and like I said, I went down, introduced myself, and had a little chat with her, right? And it didn't, why would it fizz me that you're on the board? I think she thought I was going to ask her to leave. I think it's what she was prepared for. But it didn't happen. And this is the thing about being truthful and honest about everything, right? And there's a whole different vibration in the words that we use when we speak truth. So we had that quick, quick enough that, and I said, I'm so glad you're here, right? So, like, back up the top, and so like it's been just absolutely incredible, the whole thing, because through her being there, she heard the stories coming from tenants directly. It's not me telling her. And, even there's a lady who used to take care of people here. She would help them out. Not care of them, she would help them out. And she was there. She's the one that was very gracious to supply this place for us to get together. And she's telling stories about people she worked with and what happened to them at the hands of Doug, right? This board member is like huge reality check. These tenants are being abused. And because the one thing at this meeting was to advise these people, there's a government agency that protects us. It's called the Residential Tenancy Board, the RTB. The amount of lying that goes on, like, and one thing too, by the way, what I realized, I've never reacted to the so-called caretaker. He doesn't care. Because he doesn't deserve that word. He calls himself a manager, but anyway. I'm sure I lost it because I said that. Well, oh, I know what it was. It was just how well I've been dealing with all this. Like, there's myself, because I don't talk to people. Some people don't, they don't get it. When I say I don't talk to people, guess what? That means I don't talk to people, period. It's like, I can't handle it. I can't. It's not about them, it's me. The only person that I've been able to talk to, and we've been friends 10 years now, is my friend Deb. Right? It's... Gotcha, sis, thank you. Because even when I said the name, it felt, ugh, sorry, it just felt, anyway. And let's get back on track here. Is that, but the only person I ever talked to is my friend Deb. Because she sees me for me. She hears me for me. She loves me for me. And that is all unconditionally, just as I am. And she too does not talk to the outside world. She's got her kids, but very little outside that. You know, the one thing that I told the board member, and by the way, I've sent her all my documents. I've given her everything that I've done. And but anyway, she did it again. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I know what it was. My own energy, like how I dealt with it. Like this is one thing. Through every experience I've had in life, has helped me to grow and expand. Everything. In every part of my life, and including finding my voice. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely, Andrea. No. And but the shifts that I've made because of these things and my inner understanding, my under and inner standing, because my true understanding is the place that is truth and understanding. I'm sorry, that was quite funny. To move through what I've been going through for 4 years living here, to be now in a place where it's shifting. And I remember, when this is the board member being there, I was excited. Needless to say, he's like, okay, here we go. And, oh, by the way, when three tenants, got a letter from the president on our doors trying to intimidate us, to bully us, to back off. I'm sorry, it's just like, when I open the letter, I start reading, I just burst out laughing. And there's something that when I say the fact they're not operating and adhering to the RTB Act, period, in his letter to me, and this one paragraph, there's 4 different places that he named that they have to operate under. And one of them is a government agency called BC Housing, and even they have to follow the RTB because it's the RTB. And this is, by him not saying that name in there showed me clearly, which I'll be able to show to an arbitrator, that they don't know what they're doing. This is where they're like, this has been going on for 25 years, like just crazy. It's just crazy. And because, like, for those of us who are choosing to file with the RTB, because I'm not relying on this lady. Oh, by the way, when her and I talked Friday night, because I let her know about our letters and all this, and she says, I'm an ex-cop. I said, are you really? Cool. I knew I didn't have to explain a whole lot of shit that other people I'd have to explain, right? And so it was like, I'm excited, I'm happy. I'm sort of bouncing around, but there's something that's this sort of bouncing around back and forth to the same thing. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, no fear. And I think that's, yeah, there's absolutely no fear. And it's like, it's just, it was hilarious. And please remember that I actually handed the same guy a letter how I was being bullied, harassed and all this stuff. And I hand delivered it to him. The same guy who has the audacity to do up a letter to me. Thank you very much. You just gave me more ammunition for my court case against you. Boom, right? It's just, I'm seeing things for what they are, because the more that we heal ourselves, the more we are able to see that it's not what you think. Like when I say this is dealing with these people here. They they're not conscious yet. Maybe that's why I'm here, to show them the light, which I am showing them the light. And it's just, and that is also, with that letter, is verification to this board member I now have contact with, to verify this retaliation now that myself and two others, because they're trying to oppress us. Like, it's like, it's like, that's me. Like it's like, it's, I'm sitting there in my power, and I've always had power. And all I needed, and this is one thing I promised myself, as bad as things are, I can't help people. I can't. The way I live my life now, and pay attention to the best of my abilities, I will only help those who want to help themselves. And it's the same thing with this. And finally, not one, but two people, boom, boom. And that's what shifted. And with that shift, it's almost like I really took my power back. Yeah, that makes sense. Fits, it resonates. So I took my power back. Because my voice has been sitting there, but it was something that, like a switch, because I've been struggling. Well, some of you guys know what I've gone through in the last 3.5 years mentally. And it's not been easy. Not easy at all. And of course, I've been triggered by things that are not here, but something that I experienced very similar to this. And I tried to help my fellow tenants without protecting myself. Meaning that I cannot and will not speak for you unless you give me, you sign this, give me permission, because to speak on your behalf, and that means by using the word we, it's inclusive, right? And so I took that experience to this experience, because I lost my home over that, because these people lie at an RTV. And it's like, it's quite interesting, because Andrew, you're so spot on some of the stuff that, not some, the ones I saw, is I'm going through the exact same thing, but I'm doing it differently. Because then at the beginning, I was sort of reactive where I was living for, but not reactive like what I'm dealing with here. That's why I like emailing you guys. That's why I like texting, because you have a paper trail. And also, Because when we go to talk to somebody face to face, if they're not able to sit there and just shut the fuck up and listen and hear what's being said, not interjecting their own stuff into it, hear it for what it is. There's a difference, like, and that's why I love being here, right? Or even talking to my friend Deb. We hold space for each other every time we talk, and it's with love and kindness and respect. Where when you're dealing with people that are not conscious or awake, it can be frustrating and difficult, right? And it's just, I think that's one of the things that have been hard on me, but I don't know where I was a second ago. Sorry, just, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Andrea. Perfect. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's just, I'm not telling them what to do, right? But I'm letting them know this is what we can do and we can get him. And I said this even to the board director. I let her know very clearly. And even at the meeting, I said this. I will not stop. Oh, by the way, he lives here. Yeah. I will not stop until he is fired and he is banned from ever stepping one foot in this property, and he has to be out of here in 48 hours. Pack your shit and get the fuck out of here. And the president has to be removed to hold any position as an executive, and I would recommend that they kick him out. I have no control over what the Lions do as a member. All right? But I pray to God they kick him off the board. He does not deserve to have that position. He doesn't deserve it. And I will not stop. And it's almost like I think all these parts of me that have been holding me back because the trauma that I've been in, the trauma I've endured my entire life being on this planet. And it's like this massive breakthrough. It's not really a breakthrough. No, I don't know what the word is, but it's just a massive shift. And I feel free. Yeah, I feel free inside. And I'm centered, I'm grounded, I'm solid. I've never been this solid in my life. And it was quite funny because I called the board member Friday night after the meeting about the letters, and I shared a couple of things with her that I did to Doug, and she understood, right? So I started up telling her about how I went to building 1, right? And sorry, I went to building 1, and I buzzed somebody to let me in, and all of a sudden, because that's the building he lives in, he was coming out. So I went to grab the door, perfect. So he already had put the door stopper down, and he was trying to pull it back, but he couldn't get it back because the door stopper was preventing him from that. And like he's trying to block me, right? I just took the door, I pulled the door wide open, I said, "Fuck off, Doug." Walked right in and said, turned around and said, "Your days are numbered." Yeah. It was a very empowering moment. Especially to tell him to fuck off. I've never sworn at him before. If I would have said fuck off. But that's about it. And this happened 3.5 years ago. He tried to tow my car. And after preventing that from happening. So I was walking back to my suite. He's got this little boy club over here beside me, kitty corner. Anyways, so he lives right there. He's not in my building, but he's right there. Our decks are facing each other. And at the top of my lungs at that moment, and I've never yelled so loud in my life. Not only yelled, but it was pure, like free, like clear. So it was just, I've never done that in my life. So as I was walking by where, I'll just say his name because I hate trying to filter that shit out. When Doug went into Tom's suite here, and I was coming by, and at the top of lungs, I just yelled, "You are nothing but a fucking coward. Nothing but a fucking coward, Doug." I was screaming at the top of my lungs. But it was freeing just to say that out loud. Because what I said was truth. You're a coward. That's the only times, 2 times that I've ever, and that was 3.5 years ago. It was August of 2022. If he had a problem with my car, he could, which was right here in front of my suite. I'm not supposed to park there, but we all parked all low and all that stuff. My car was parked in front of my suite, and he wanted to show me who is boss, who's in control here. So he creates this stupid ticket. I mean, calling it stupid because it's what he did was stupid. He puts this ticket on my car, and the tow truck driver told me. I had no idea. But he could have come to my suite, go knock, knock, knock. "Ernestine, I need you to move your car, please." I went, "Okay, no problem." I would have done it right away. But he wanted to show me how tough he is. And I think what's happening, that people are becoming way less tolerant of all the abusers that people cover up for, and they don't even know that they're abusers. I'm not making anybody wrong. Please trust me. Because it just clarity right now, more clarity coming, is I just had it and just went. Thank you for holding space, everybody. Thank you. Oh, I didn't mention this, that with the RTB hearing, right? Because what's going to happen is each tenant files their own filing. But what we do then is join all those cases as one hearing. Yeah. Sorry, I just lost it again. Well, I'm tired, but it's like I'm just... Fuck. I love my community. I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. I do thank you for your love, your continuous support. You guys have helped me understand myself beyond your, I can never describe it to you. Like you have all assisted and helped me to see myself and just how important it is what I do, and you just have helped me to be, you know, to be, to see myself in the way I see myself now. I've never saw myself like this before. I've always been a strong person because I am. I just am strong. And the amount of stuff that I used to allow, oh, here we go. The things I used to allow into my life, you know, is now I can spot these abusers. Like, I have been better at it over the years, but not it. But it's just to, when we get the hell out of our own way, we just need to stop enabling these people to hurt people. And we all struggle with this one. I get it to a point, right? But if you're in a store and you see a child being, I'm going to use the word beating, not a slap on the butt to smarten up. When you go beyond the slap on the butt to smarten up or whatever, you're like, that's one thing. But you never lay a hand on that child in any other part, just to give a little tap on the butt. It's like snap them out of it, right? And I don't mean that in a bad way, you know. But when you turn around, go beyond that. Like when are we going to stop? We don't turn a blind eye by not stopping that. Then we are part of the problem, and just even that one situation. We all know what's okay and what's not okay. We all know what's right, what's wrong. We already know that. And if you operate in yourself where you're able to justify this and that, and I used to do it, even with my last ex. We were together, 3.5 years, something like that. And every time she would verbally abuse me, belittle me, hit me, smack me in the side of the head, you know, that I didn't walk away. Well, and I don't mean, well, yeah, I'm saying instantly. Because there's part of me that, I can see these incredible qualities about her. So that's like a justification, but not, sorry, roll that back, is that because I saw the essence of who she is, but I didn't stop to sit there and think of how she's treating me. Then she had the audacity, which was going on behind my back, even while we were together. She had the audacity to tell other people that whatever she did to me, that I did that to her. Like, what the fuck? And that's where it doesn't give a shit of what other people presume. If you want to find out something, you go to the source. That's what I do. I don't care what I hear. I want to hear from that person directly. Then I know if it's true or not. Because outside of that, is it really true or not? Depending on who that person is and that person is, and no. No. And that's where, with this, what's happened here is, like talking to this board member, it was like her vibration, right? A lot of people here think I'm nuts because they know nothing about me. They speculate a lot, gossip a lot, but they don't know who I am. I know the fact is they're very fortunate and blessed that I live here. Maybe that's part of my purpose for being here. I don't know. Does it matter? Nope. But the fact is, I'm here. I've been waiting for people, which I mentioned a bit ago, that for 2 people that were willing to step forward to do the RTB thing. And now I think we got 6 people. I got one, my neighbor, who dropped it. Fine, fill your boots, girl. You're on your own. Because she's got no evidence to show her case or prove her case. It's all verbal, and their TB does not frown up. They frown upon people giving verbal information. And they're going, and she will shoot herself in the foot. Oh, that was funny, by the way. I look at the stuff that's going on. It's comical. And I've heard other people say this before, you know, how comical it is watching what people are doing. And I'm going, okay. And what I do when I hear people talk about things, I just sort of sit back and figure out, you know, I don't reach for it. What do you mean? What do they mean? What do they mean? No. I just sit back and wait. And I know eventually I'll find out why. Why this? Why that? It's just, you know, it's like, what? Yeah. Something's going to my thoughts here. Yeah, I've really stood in my power in the last couple of weeks. Just because of this. And the releasing and the letting go and shifting, like every live that I've done in the last 2 weeks, even I think 3 or 4 maybe, but they've been powerful. Very powerful, just like what I did there. This exercise, I could call it an exercise that I'm going through, is I'm able to see how much I've grown. And to finally be able to name it, like, you're abusing us, right? I was and have been very careful with the words that I choose to speak. But now that the cat's out of the bag the meeting, and when having a board member there, right, I can imagine that, you know, like, because it just, it all makes sense, because she was, when I put my hand towards Harvey, she was standing beside Harvey. I just didn't know who she was, right? Well, you see some here, you know, that's fine, right? But I knew who Harvey was, and I just told him to leave. He left, and I'm sure there's there. Okay, I'll find what's going on. I'll let you know. Okay, great, right? I can imagine. Well, not imagine. It's there. And then I end up going over to talk to her. I know she was shocked, because it all makes sense now, because she was prepared that I would say something, but she never got that. Because Doug and Tom have been manipulating, twisting things to be something that it's not. And that one day they got exposed in that moment. Wow. She already knew who they were, but she didn't have any, I'll call it proof. Like, all the documents I have is proof. It's not me, you know, oh yeah, he's this and that. You know, no. I have documents to support me reaching out for help. I even did one back in 24, I think it was, a Facebook group that this Lions has. And so I sent a message, a DM, and trying to ask for help. And when I go to say this, I have no doubt, but I could be wrong now, but I believe I'm still right, it was Doug, our perpetrator. And I responded to that. Who is this? No name. And then I went on about the violating our rights here, according to the RTB, right? I always refer to that. And, this is that post that I remember the late Friday night, I actually not out of bed, I didn't have to get my phone out, and I searched for what I sent to Doug, and so I copy and pasted the whole thing to send to her. And when I sent that to her, that's when it really shifted for her. She texted me and said, beside Harvey, who else do you want me to deal with? Oh, yeah, Harvey for sure. Harvey visits this guy, Tom, that's right beside me. That Harvey needs to give us, I didn't say that, but, yeah, Tom, because they're best buddies. They're over the constantly, right? He's over here and they love sports, which I know is part of it, but it's just, and she goes, okay, done. And that was the end of it. It was that she was already doing stuff, but something shifted when I copy and pasted that message that I sent through DM. When this started out, the last couple of weeks, or last week and a half, that I was going for financial compensation, and I was just going to go for 10 grand. Then after the meeting, it went up to 20,000. And even me speaking here with clarity, because the maximum amount we can go is $35,000 each. I think I'm going to go for the whole thing now, 35,000. Fuck 'em. Like, it's like, it wasn't as if the tenants haven't been asking for help. I know some people have sent letters in. Great, you're doing it right. A letter. To ask Doug, you don't get nowheres. So the board has been protecting him, thinking and believing him. So I know, sorry, pull that back. The board member that I'm talking with, that, what was I going to say? What she said to me on the phone, our first conversation, she said that I've had Doug's number from the get-go. She saw who he is. And it's even hard for another board member to do something unless they really have concrete evidence. That, because what I said to Elizabeth when I was talking to her initially, and I was telling her some stuff, and I said, have you ever seen any of my documents that I've sent in, including the one I hand-delivered to Tom? She goes, no. You fucking asshole. And the more I'm talking, even here, I'm angry and realizing, like, the amount of affecting that they've had with people here. This needs to be, needless to say, exposed, but it's being exposed even, it just, my blood pressure, right? And it's just, My health matters. I'm not stopping you guys. But what I'm going to do is do things differently. You guys are going to help me get through this. Just keeping my blood pressure, me calm. You know, the stuff I do behind, you know, my private scene to do that for myself. Oh, and here's one that I do. Sorry, do. On Spotify, I do a sound bath. I wear hearing aids, you guys, and I just got some new ones a couple weeks ago, and they it's I can't think of the word. You know, this stuff goes into my ears, but nobody else hears it. So I got the volume where there's a sound bath with the crystal bowls and the chime and stuff, and just in my ears to keep me calm when I'm doing anything. Yeah. It's just, you know, I've done a pretty good job, but the awareness I now have, just what it's done to my health, that's why I reached out to everybody. And you guys all know I don't do it easily or lightly. Lightly. It's because I need help. And, you know, now that I recognize that this has affected me, I will not hold back from now on because you guys know what's going on. And if I need a little boost, right? Yeah. We are all amazing beings being here to move through this universe the way we're moving through it as we deal with things where before we were coping, existing. But we're breaking through this maze that we've put ourselves in. And I just can speak for myself. And it's like you know, we need, if you're not aware of this, the universe will never give you too much that you can't deal with because there's nothing that truly you can't deal with. And you need to trust that. So as you move through things, step back. Look at it. Check in with yourself. See what you're doing to yourself. Wow. I'm just going, wow, because there's this, to think there, you know, no wonder I couldn't see and read and everything. And, you know, I remember the more I got into this with these group of people, and is I found my nervous system struggling, just going, okay, Ernie, just stay calm, right? Which I was, but it just my nervous system was rattled. So it's me shifting, me moving through and breaking through these barriers, whatever the fuck this is, right? But just breaking through it and hanging in there. And you know, I told a couple people 3 days ago, 3 days ago, that I'm not responding till I'm able to. But I didn't realize this was going to happen. But I was saying that after I finish my letter, I'll get hold of you guys. By doing that, you know, they don't respect boundaries. If I said I'm going to call you back, I'll call you back. If I said I'm going to text you when I'm able to, listen to the words. I'm going to text you when I am able to. Right? Doesn't mean I would like to, but the truth is I can't text me. Some stupid shit is going on. I know it. And then, you know, everything surfaced on Sunday, and you know, she intruded. Like, I've lived here for 4 years, even dealing with this asshole. But I deal with him differently than a lot of people. They want to engage with him. Don't do that. And I've always felt safe here. I'm also feel protected, but it's, you know, it's that when she knocked on my door 2 days ago, Sunday night, whatever night it was. Yeah, she knocked on my door Sunday afternoon. think it was. And it was the first time when she knocked, just knocking. I'm not answering it, right? By knocking, it was the first time I did not feel safe here. Yeah. She's not stable. And that's why the sign went up on my door, do not disturb. I'm in the process of doing a letter to give to her. So, like, I got all these letters, right? But with her is that it's necessary. Because I need to put it in writing to her. So I know she'll manipulate it and twist it around and project it. She thinks she's a master at projecting. No, you're a fucking idiot. Right? Oh, by the way, her last text to me, that's when I blocked her. You know, she goes, and this is after she knocked on my door. No, was that? Oh, yeah. No, she sent me the text first. And I didn't respond. That's when she knocked on my door. And that was the first time I ever felt unsafe here. This entire complex. So, in my letter that I'm doing up for her, I'm going to state this. It's not meant as a threat. It's letting her know. Because I'm putting a restriction on her that she's not to come near me. Don't ever talk to me. Don't. And if you do, I'll have to take the next measure. And depending what, if she does choose to do something, depending what she does and etc., that will cause me to do what next, which side of the fence. You know, I already know it's going to be either or, right? If she approaches me, I may call the police, and maybe it's an and or, I'll do up a letter complaint to give to my landlord. Because what she's doing is harassment. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is hilarious. In her text to me, she told me that I'm not stable. I got some serious mental issues. You need to go to a counselor. You need to go get on some medications. You need to get some help. If you don't do this before the hearing, you're going to be a friggin' mess. It's just, I burst out laughing. And she made me laugh, and thank you. See, don't ever put credence what other people's opinions are of you, because it really doesn't fucking matter. Because what they say speaks about them, not you. In this case, definitely not about me. But that's exactly what we are dealing with. Oh, and she told me I'm exactly like Doug, our caretaker here. Okay? Feel your boots, girl, because you look like a fucking idiot in the end. Right? She's so it's sad. You know, like I'm able to see the fact she's scared. She's got some serious wounds in her. She's been traumatized the shit out of. I see all that. I know all that. Yet it's not an excuse for her behavior, her conduct, right? There's another lady here that called me up the first day when she got the notification. And she wanted to tell me all the stuff and spent 2 hours on the phone. Then she calls the next day, thinking something she needs help and something, so I answered it. I think that was another 2 hours. She called me 6 to 8 times. 2 to 3 calls were about 2 hours. And I start setting boundaries, right? Because she's not only bothering me, she's bothering my other colleague on this stuff. And I set a boundary. She called after the meeting. I received 2 phone calls, and so did my colleague, my cohort. There we go, not colleague, cohort. And then she called me Saturday morning. I also, in my boundary with her, text message me. Don't call. So after she did that, I went, okay, enough is enough. I blocked her. No, yeah, sorry. No, I didn't have to block her. No, sorry, correction. I just told her point blank, stop calling. Stop calling. You're bothering us. And she hasn't called back since. Thank you. So she backed up. I don't care what she says to other people, because it's not the truth. Right? And by Miss Digglefort's here, that lives in my building here, or complex, not complex, she lives in my unit here, in my building. There's only 8 units here, right? So she, I sent her a copy of text messages that I sent to this person who has a serious drinking problem, because I want to keep people in the loop, not do things behind people's back. So my colleague, she, my cohort, I sent her a copy of what I said to this drinker, an alcoholic, and just so she knows what I said to her, right? Right, and that's why I love texting stuff like this. Here's this. You're right. You don't have to talk. I just have no energy for talking. So anyway, sorry, I lost it again. I'll come back. Again, I want to thank every single one of you guys. Some of you guys have been here for a while. I appreciate you all. I love you all. Who was I talking about? Because I'm about to say goodnight. As I said, that is we're just about to flip on the 44 now. Boom. Anyway, I could keep going here, but I'm going to stop. I love you all. Appreciate you all. And I'm going to try and go to bed. Yeah. It's all kind of stuck jumping. My legs aren't jumping at night, by the way. They stopped. It's usually my legs tell me a lot of things, and it's just stopped now. Whoa. Hugs and loves, everybody. See you soon.